Welcome to That's Why podcast with Patricia and Anna, the show where we arouse your curiosity while we dull your senses. Hi, Patricia.
Hey, Anna. How's it going?
Doing very good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm great.
Today's a different type of episode.
Yes.
We had a listener record their question and send it in to us. And, I said your name, Patricia.
That's
Patricia.
okay. Listen.
No.
It takes...
No.
Okay. She just punched me in the eye. Damn, woman. I said it's fine.
Patricia.
Yes.
This is a different episode because you did not hear the question.
Correct.
And I want to play it for you, and then
Yes,
we'll just...
I'm hearing this live.
Yes.
Or I'm hearing this at the same time as you guys are.
Yes.
So we're going to see.
This is from August Bridges. We decided we're going to do an episode about it. All right, here it is.
Thank you, August.
Thank you, August.
Hello, Anna and Patricia. My name is August Bridges. I absolutely love you guys' podcast, and I was wondering what you guys think about achieving your dreams. You know, more specifically, do you think that there's such a thing as dreaming too big? And I kind of want to know you guys' thoughts on what you would do in a situation like that. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much, August, for your question.
Gosh, that's a real good one.
Yes, it's deep because all of us have these dreams and these goals and aspirations. How do we know we achieve them versus continually, grabbing for them?
Right.
When do we know when to stop, like this is ridiculous, or when do we persevere?
Wow.
Well,
for myself, for example, this podcast that we started, right? That's been a dream of ours, and we are in a position that we are fortunate to be able to pursue that. And I think that when you are pursuing the dream for the sake of just an end goal, that's a little bit more challenging. We started this because we enjoy bringing content to people. We love learning ourselves, right? It was for us, for other people. But if we would have wanted to do this just for the sake of becoming famous, I don't know that we would be enjoying the journey. So we're still kind of accomplishing the dream, but what is that end goal, right? So what does that dream look like for you? And are you getting close? So many people that have accomplished their dreams, Tony Robbins, so many people that have said things like, I was an unlikely candidate to make it in this that I'm doing, but they persevered and they kept on, and you hear their stories and it's like 10, 15, 20 years later.
Yeah.
They kept on. So I think that dreams can teach you. I don't think that there's anything like dreaming too big, right? As long as you understand that the journey that you're on to get to that goal, whatever that is, it's about that journey.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. If you can enjoy the process of getting there. And I think that like joy in and of itself, if you get there or not, you're just glad that you're doing it. So that's an accomplishment in and of itself. That's how I see it.
Have you had a dream that did you ever give up on your dream, whatever that was? Or
yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's an example?
I went a different direction. I wanted to act. I wanted to sing. I wanted to dance. I think a lot of people that I went to high school with probably saw that. They felt that I could have maybe made it, whatever that means. I chose to get married and do other things. And I think that had it really been such a deep dream, I don't think I would have given up on it. It was a desire. And for maybe a few years after I got married, I thought I'd pursue it. But I think I chose another route. Mm-hmm. So I guess I don't know if I always felt it was a dream because that's kind of always what I wanted as a child, even into, young adulthood. Mm-hmm. So I do call it a dream. But like I just said, I think that when you really have a dream, I don't know that it just dies like that. Or I was so casual and nonchalant about allowing it to just go by the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Yeah.
But that's what I would have liked to do. And it's a hard industry to get into and to stay in. And the volatility of it, I don't know that I would have been able to handle it. So I kind of chose the safer route, but that was my dream.
I learned something in chemistry class, and it's called enthalpy. Okay.
What is that?
So this one is basically, enthalpy means it's the heat that's created through thermodynamics. And when we learned about it in class, he gave a scenario about the energy that you expend. For example, let's say that you are walking up a very steep hill and you're at the peak. Okay. And it takes you, 4 hours to get there. It's really hard and rugged. And this other person takes maybe 6 or 7 hours to get to that same peak. You take a photo of yourself, same picture. You and that person have the same selfie, same image. Yeah. And when you show it to people, it looks like you were at the same place because you were. From this version, how you got there doesn't matter. It's the fact that you got there.
You got there. Okay.
And that sparked something in my mind because I related it to August's question, because sometimes people have the toughest route in life. Like their parents die or they have all of these struggles, but they strive and they still make it. Yes. Yeah. Or the person that had an easygoing life and they both achieve that same thing. So I feel like whatever dream anyone has, you can still get there. And yes, one might be rugged and tough, one might be easier.
Yes.
But the fact that you got there is the achievement.
Yes, absolutely.
But I agree with you. The journey is as important as
the destination.
But I also think however you get there, you can make it.
And it's okay to take a break.
Yes.
And struggle. I think that if it also comes easy, that you should be okay with that.
Yes.
I have actually spoken to people who that came so easy and I didn't really struggle. And they almost feel guilt about it, almost like survivor's remorse or whatever.
Yes.
Just because that came easy to you doesn't mean that it's any less important. So appreciate all the ways that you can get to that same destination.
Exactly. Right.
You have your story to share and other people have theirs. I would never discourage my children from trying to accomplish their dreams. So let's say, one of my sons wants to be a musician. He's actually pretty good. But I always say, have a backup that you can fall on if you can. And if you can't, go for it, full throttle. And if it doesn't work out, you're going to be all right. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But do everything you can. And I feel like, again, this podcast is a perfect example because this is something that we were thinking about and we decided to do it. And here we are.
Yes.
Wherever this takes us, right? The biggest accomplishment for me is that we did it.
And
it's been a year.
It has been a year.
A year. I never thought we would make it to this point.
Yes, it's weird. Because when we did our first episode, I'm like, oh, we'll see.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, wow, episode 30. Or I think it's 30. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, amazing that we've been able. And again, you want to get it out there. You want people to enjoy it. And that's all well and good. But just doing this is fun.
Yes, it is. I'm
It's
glad.
been fulfilling.
I never envisioned anyone else except for you.
Oh, Anna, ditto.
And I thought about this for a long time.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, we have to make this happen.
If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. So thank you.
Yes,
for
you're
real.
welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anna has to put up with my brain.
Oh my gosh.
With
no.
her all these technical difficulties, she handles everything. She is the backbone of this, and
I'm not
everything.
techie at all.
but it's been and so point being, do you and see where that takes you.
My cousin, she has 2 little girls, and I love this about her. I think it's so funny. But she said, I always allow my children to do what they want to do. If they want to do gymnastics, do it. Soccer, do it. But I won't force them to stay in it. But I will force them to finish the season.
Yes.
And so it's like, okay, after 2 games, you don't like soccer. Too bad. You have to finish the 12 weeks.
Yes.
Then after that, then you can decide something else.
Yeah.
Because you're teaching them discipline and you're teaching them commitment.
Yes.
But you're not saying you have to do something you hate
Yes.
forever.
Exactly.
And I think that's how it is with life. But with goals that we have, I am almost 40 years old and I'm going back to school for chemistry. Why? I don't know. I want to be Breaking Bad or something. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
We're going to make money.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding.
But, I'm going back because I'm like, I feel dumb when I'm not learning. And let's say tomorrow I don't want to finish school.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I am going to finish the semester because I paid for it. But maybe at the end of the semester, if I'm like, I'm done, then I'm done. But I think that teaching people don't give up doesn't mean forcing yourself to do something that's so miserable.
Right. Or that you discover how many people go to school and they're like, oh my gosh, I thought I wanted to do this. They get there and you're like, I cannot do this.
Right.
But you said you would.
Yes.
I think that there is a huge lesson. And I think it's important to know also when to call it quits and when to say, you know what, this was good. Maybe also at the time that I wanted it, I was a certain person and I've evolved.
Yeah.
And that's also important to know. When your dreams change, it's not a bad thing.
Another thing I wanted to add, of course, in school, we were taught about like the laws of thermodynamics. And the first law is energy cannot be created or destroyed. And I feel like that's how dreams are, because we are just energy in this world, even though we have a physical body right now, but when we die it becomes other things. We become part of gas, we become whatever, we liquefy, whatever, we become different types of elements or compounds and stuff. So that's how I feel like when you're achieving your dream, it's the energy that you put out which will reveal the product.
Do you feel that, and so now having said that though, do you feel that there's an element of realism that we do have to add though? Because I'm thinking about that, and so let's pretend I wanted to be a wrestler.
Okay.
I mean, what are the chances? The realism comes from you accepting that you're going to go into this, but that it's not going to be easy.
Yes.
And understand that if it doesn't work out, you at least gave it your best. Does that make sense?
But if you want to become a wrestler, you're already a wrestler, So would you say that your dream is to become a wrestling champion? Is that what you like? Do you know what I mean? Like,
right, like a wrestling champion, or to get a medal, or this, that, or the other. Whereas wrestling isn't, let's say, that popular with women. Does that make sense? Because, so this is a funny example. My sister she's like, I wish I could sing. And I sing. And I'm not the best singer, but I think I'm all right.
You're a beautiful singer.
But I tell my sister, you can sing. Now, what you're trying to do is sing like me. and guys, I swear that sounds cockier than I really meant it to be.
Wait, you sing and then I'll imitate you. Okay, go. Yeah, do it. Let me see. I'll try to sing like you. Now I want to try to sing like you.
No, my gosh, no way. But anyway, but I'm telling her, I'm like, Maria, you and I have different voices. Sing to your capabilities and you'll sing well, because she's got a lower voice and whatnot. Anyway, I remember having this conversation. Gosh, that does sound cocky. But the point is that, so many times we try to imitate, right? Like, so let's say you're trying to lose weight and you want to look like that woman. Yeah. You're not that woman. You're not her height. You're not her build. Appreciate what it is that you can contribute, right? Whatever weight you can lose, and if you want to achieve a certain level of fitness, but you're not going to achieve the fitness like someone else. Does that make sense?
I think
that's
sense.
Important to keep in mind.
I don't know. I guess I might be naive in this aspect, but I feel that anything that you put your mind to, you can achieve. Even though I see that 5'8" woman and I'm like, I want to look like her, I could be like her, but a shrunken version,
a more
shorter,
miniature, a petite version,
a miniature version.
We love petite versions, yes.
And with technology, if I want to have blonde hair and blue eyes, guess what? I can get that.
That's true.
If I want to have height, I could put. Have you seen those? They break your bones and then they can hide in
I
you.
saw that on a show.
Right?
I can't remember where it was.
Yes.
If you want to go that far, do you, boo. Right.
But I'm saying, like, at this day and age, there's nothing that can stop you from achieving anything.
Yes, that's really true.
But I don't know. But that's how I feel.
And what is your definition of achieve? Right? So I mean,
true.
Have we achieved anything if we don't have 200,000 followers? Have we, you know what I'm saying? Like, what does that look like to you, and try to get there as best as you can. And I don't always necessarily feel like if you don't make it, that means that you failed either.
Right.
So I think those are all definitions that you have to define for yourself. And I don't know if we answered August's question.
Is there anything such thing as dreaming too big?
I don't know.
I
saying feel
no.
like yes. Oh, shoot. Oh, damn. Well, the show's over. Thanks so much for listening today.
Goodbye.
But okay, so let's say, realistically, right? Let's say that I wanted to. No, I'm going to agree with you. Sorry, Anna. I changed.
Why did you change your mind?
I changed my answer, please.
Why?
Because I was going to say something outlandish, like let's say that I wanted to go to the moon. I really could.
Yes, you could.
No one said it's going to be easy, right? But I really could go to the moon, get into some kind of program and do everything that they require of me and train and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Chances are I really could if I really wanted to. And that's been something that I've wanted. No one just wakes up and be like, I'm a middle-aged woman living in Utah. Let me just go to the moon. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about someone who has a dream that really, it's
works
a passion
towards it.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I take that back. I retract my last statement.
Because even if we said, I want to go to a different galaxy, that might not happen now, but you can work towards it and, see.
Yeah.
But even I feel like there's never a dream too big. You can never dream too big.
Right.
Everything is achievable.
It's within reach.
Yes.
And can you imagine though, if everyone that has achieved amazing feats of all kinds, technological, medical, social, in every way, thought, this is too big. This is impossible.
Right.
We wouldn't have half of the amazing things that we have on this planet.
Even now, if you want to have a baby, you can pick the gender.
Yes.
You can go, to the fertility clinic and see, oh, this is a boy, this is a girl. Does it have...
Is that amazing?
That is crazy.
We weren't really there, 15 years ago.
I don't know. Was it?
I don't think we were there to the extent that we are now.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother thing, genetic engineering and whatnot. But the point is, though, so many things are within our reach.
Yes.
And opportunities are open to us. So the answer is no. There is no dream that's too big.
Agree.
Yes.
I'm glad you came to my side.
It didn't take long. That was like a hiccup there. But thanks for the question, because that really makes you think. That was very thought-provoking. So thank you, August.
Yes, thank you so much, August. And we appreciate you sending in your audio quote. So initially, August sent in an email and I said, would you be okay sending in an audio? Because we love to hear your voices.
Yeah.
And just have it on our episodes.
Yeah.
I think that's super fun.
It makes you more real to us.
Yes.
So thank you.
I'm like, is this a bot?
I just want to know. But that
what
was
is your
so
social
good.
security number?
And mother's maiden name. But yeah, I loved that. It makes you think. It's a good conversation piece. Yes. So thanks.
Thank you. And that's why
dreams are important. So pursue them, whatever they are.
Yes.
Give it a go.
Yes.
And whether you make it or not, remember, it's also the journey.
Yes.
The reward is something. We're not saying that's nothing. But definitely the journey is just as rewarding.
Yes, agree. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. We would love to hear from you. Ask us questions and share your story. We'll give you our unfiltered, unprofessional, unqualified advice. Record an audio clip like what August did.
Yes.
And send it into that'swhyshow@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram and Facebook, and our podcast is on all the platforms out there. Follow and subscribe.
Do we have a quote?
Yes, we do.
Do you, baby, do it.
And our quote of the day is, dreams come in a size too big so that we may grow into them.
Wow, I love that.
Nice.
That's beautiful. And with that, peace, love,
and dark chocolate.
Bye, guys.